Hi everyone. Before we start the presentation, just a quick reminder. In this session we will be using English as a medium of presentation. But if you need other language support, especially my friends from the Chinese community, you can use a live audio interpretation service using Interactio, as you can see on the screen. And okay, let's begin. Hi everyone. This is Michael from Chinese Wikipedia. In this session, I will discuss about our gamification experience, especially about how we implement game-like developments in our context. So, uh, so first of all, a brief introduction for me. Uh, my name is Michael. I'm a Wikimedian since the year 2018, so 3 years before, so 3 years of experience for now. Um, in Chinese Wikipedia, I have organized 2 editions of our annual contest that we will discuss later on. And also, I'm also a board member of Wikimedia Community User Group Hong Kong. Um, so anything about Hong Kong or Chinese Wikipedia, you can ask me later on. So, so first, before we start, let's ask ourselves, what is a content contest? Um, there are some on the screen. You can see some very prominent contests like Wiki Loves Monuments, Wiki Loves Earth, and Wikipedia Asian Months, and probably many more from our community. But among these content contests, what makes one contest stand out between each other? You may ask. Is that how to distinguish between a good contest and a bad contest? For me, I think that a contest should have a very low barrier of entry. So basically, every Wikipedian or Wikimedian, broadly speaking, can participate without much hurdles. Also, it should be fun to compete in a contest. Uh, you don't want someone to be bored out in a contest. Um, when you in, and when what you intend is make contributing to Wikimedia project like a game, and also everyone should be rewarded in some way. Uh, do not only reward a, f- a few people who are participating um, the best. For like they have written a lot of articles or they have scored a lot of marks. We try to reward everyone who make a meaningful participation in a contest. And finally, a contest is not here to entertain the contributors. Uh, by using a contest or a game like reward method, we would like our final goal is to make a measurable impact in terms of content depth and quality. So um, in this uh, in this session, what we are going to do here is to showcase an example of a contest that is an annual contest run in the Chinese Wikipedia community. The tradition actually started way before in the year 2006, and it becomes an annual tradition in Chinese Wikipedia since the year 2007. In total, till now, we have 19 total editions, with the fifth editions towards this year's 19th editions are run in an annual fashion. It is for the timing, it's mostly held in the summer vacation period, lasting about 2.5 months because um, according to what we have found, most active participants on our projects are actually fairly many of them are uh, high school or university students. So we choose this time period, the summer vacation, so everyone are easier to participate without much burden in their real life. We try to achieve that. Uh, Before the contest begin, of course, we have to organize everything well. The preparation process actually starts 2 months before the contest. Um, we will initiate a discussion on community uh, discussion forums, and we try to organize everything in the way of a deliberative democracy. What does it mean is that we are we are trying to gain consensus, just like how we make decisions in the Wikimedia movement. And sometimes when uh, discussions need some help, I would say, we would use a popular vote to decide on things. But of course, both a discussion and popular votes are something that complements each other, not replacing it. Um, for the jurors, we will elect about 8 to 10 people who will be judging each articles participating participants are submitting during the period, and also we will select about 8 specific topics for the participant to write in. These topics are only as an encouragement. Uh, Participants can submit any articles, given that they meet uh, general standards, but they are encouraged to write in these topics so that they can narrow the content gap present in our Wikipedia project. So during the contest time, in the 2 months time, um, the participant what the participant should do is, of course, to write articles. Uh, the barrier of entry is very low. All uh, auto-confirm users, so-called, they can participate in the contest by just submitting one valid article submission. And uh, the basic requirements for a participant is also very low, very easy. It's very easy to complete it, so-called complete it. You only have to write 2 valid articles, and most participants can write much better. Some even writing hundreds of articles in one sitting. Um, it's not uncommon. um, we accept either writing new articles or expansion of existing articles. But every article a participant submits must be of acceptable quality. Uh, they must not submit a stop article or something that violates content policies and guidelines. These articles are, of course, not accepted. But this acceptable quality is quite easily achievable. Uh, they would only need to write about 3,500 bytes of article contents to be qualified as of acceptable quality. And our scoring is uh, something that makes this contest special. We are scoring participants using an algorithm, not and quite like a game and quite different from other contests, I would say. So how does the algorithm works? Um, we factor 5 points in our algorithm, including article length, the status of the article. Does it achieve good article or future article status? Of course, if the article is counted as a quality content, they will receive a much better scoring comparing with um, uh, and other articles. And we'll factor in the topic of the article. As we have mentioned, we will choose about 8 topics in each run of a contest. Each um, If a participant writes in-topic articles, they will be score much higher than out-topic articles. We will also factor in any additional contribution apart from the articles. For example, did they shoot any photos or draw any images by themselves? Did they record an audible article for his or her submission? And also, we are favoring slightly on expanding existing article rather than writing new articles. But generally, uh, most participants will choose to write new articles so that they can have an upper hand, I would say, to choose what topic they are most favored to write in. Uh, of course, with an algorithm, you can't score it by hand. And in 2 years ago, we introduced a script to help us jurors to calculate scores for each article submission and also updating the statistics of a contest. Um, and each of the total score earned by each participant would be used to rank them. Other very different aspect of our contest is that almost everyone get rewarded from participating in this contest. We are not giving out the prizes to only the top scorer, but we try our best to score everyone. We will give out virtual awards to every jurors, top scorers in total, and also for each selected topics. We will also give award to new users and also recurrent participants. And by design, about half of the participants will get a reward from their activities in the contest. So, talking about this, how did the content test be performed? In last year's annual contest, 175 Wikipedians are participating in our contest. About 74% met the basic requirements, that is, writing or expanding 2 valid articles. We received uh, 1,172 submissions, and 203 of them are considered quality content, including good articles, featured articles, and feature lists. Um, let's take a look in the article count for each edition since the fifth in 2007. we can see that since 2010, the submission the submission count has been stabilized in the range of about 800 to 1,200 articles. Uh, and in recent years, by improving the scoring algorithm, we encourage more quality content, such as featured and good articles. You can see that in last year's edition, we received 203 quality content submissions, um, are much increased from what we have seen in 2018. There's only 42 articles. So at the end of this presentation, it will be a Q&A time, and you may ask questions. If there are no questions currently, this would be the end of this presentation session. Thank you very much. If you have any questions after the contest, you can find me um, on Meta. This is my username. You can ask any more questions.